Section 7, review, adapt, and adjust, or as I like to call, wash, rinse, repeat. So you've got your goals, you've learned some things, you've got your action plan. Now you need to monitor things. Is it actually producing what you want to produce? It's like taking ingredients to bake a pie, for example, and you put it all in. The end result that you want is a pie that's edible. Don't forget to add the sugar. Mom did that many, 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 many years ago. Baked pumpkin pies, did not put sugar in it. Yeah, I still try to get rid of that taste out of my mouth. But learn that lesson. And now we always knew that that ingredient went in as soon as possible because we didn't want to miss out on that. Those smarter goals, again, with the revised component in that, is going to be crucial for you in your goal planning. You got to review the progress of your goals throughout the process, because if you don't, then you could be going down the complete wrong path. And if you're not paying attention, then you could be completely offside in your goal planning. It's like not using the GPS on a trip to someplace you've never been. Now, sometimes they'll send you on a wild goose chase. Many, many years ago, this was back before Google Maps and GPS on our phones and whatnot. We used a product that rhymed with MapQuest, and a boss of mine had a meeting in downtown Chicago. And I gave him the map, and he was going to be meeting somewhere. And he called me and he said, "This map that you gave me," it's like, "Can you check the directions again?" So I put in the address and where we were from, and it was correct. It came up the same thing that he did. Unfortunately, there was a glitch in the directions, and if he would have followed the directions, he would have driven about 2 miles into Lake Michigan. Now, I know his car probably wouldn't do well in the water, but I suggested it anyway just to see if he would do it. He didn't. Sometimes people didn't listen to me when it comes to just follow the map. You'll get there. I've had the situation too where I went to an Office Depot once and it ended up taking me into somebody's subdivision. Like, that doesn't look like Office Depot. Maybe it was something that maybe somebody works at Office Depot lived there. I knew that they wouldn't have the file folders I was looking for. So you got to review the progress of your goals all the way and measure them and see how you're going, because you may realize that you're further along or further behind depending on the situation. And also, and over time, that goal you set may no longer be the goal you want. Life changes. You may go, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to do something instead, because you get exposed to something else. You have to watch out for shiny object disease, though. That's a shout out to Kim Sutton. You have to make sure that you keep focused on what you want to do, because there's so many opportunities, so many great things in the world. And it's natural that you'd want to do them all, but you can't do them all. You got to pick your chakra. Shout out to Steve Olsher. You got to pick, and I've edited it because there's some kids that are probably listening. Did I just say edited it? That's an inside joke with my book editor. I always tell her that she needs to edit my book instead of edit my book. Anywho, I'm going sideways on this chat today. I'm being playful today. I hope you enjoy it. But at the end of the day, you got to measure your progress. You got to make sure those goals are actually still what you want to do, because you can change your mind. I've told you that a few times. It's okay to change your mind on things. And importantly, are you following the action plan, or are you winging it? That action plan you can modify, but I would still keep it on standby, and it's a living, breathing thing. So if you need to alter it, adjust time because of resources and everything else, do it. You have the permission to do that. Now, there's one thing that I want to talk to you about here, about some of the goals, and it's that F word, failure. No, not that F word. This one, failure. Society, for the longest time, has not been kind on failure. But think about it. All the things, the inventions we have, the light bulb from Edison, and although you could say it was Tesla's, I'm not getting into that argument today. But Edison failed so many times to get that light bulb to work, but he finally got it to work. I've heard 1,000 times. Who knows what the actual number was, but there's a lot of things that fail, and businesses fail, launches fail, products fail, we fail. And that's part of life. It's learning experiences. We have mistakes that we do. We screw up in life, and it helps shape us because once we learn, and hopefully we learn on how to navigate through those challenges, then we get more clarity on what does work. So it actually shortens the time and many goals being accomplished because we've learned what doesn't work. And that's the key. Pay attention to those failures. Don't beat yourself up. Please don't. But analyze them. Look for cues going, this worked or this didn't. And sometimes it could be an external factor. Oftentimes it's just the way you approach things and circumstances and resources and what. But it also gives you opportunities to kind of look and take a step back and go, okay, why did that fail? And don't play the blame game. Try to be as honest as possible. And if you have a trusted advisor, ask them, like, why do you think I failed here? What happened here? And if they're honest with you, and I hope they are, they'll share their insight on what they see. And hopefully that brings some clarity and awareness to what you want to do on that. The failure is something that helps you grow and it makes your life better. Um, think of all the stories, like I said, Edison, Beethoven. We know J.K. Rowling, in the Harry Potter series. How many times did that fail before it finally got an audience? And well, she's done fairly well from that, I think. John Gordon, who's a leadership author, his first book, didn't sell anywhere except Korea. He's a dude from the East Coast that lives in Florida and out west now, I think. Well, now he's a multi-time best-selling author. He speaks all over on energy and positivity and leadership. He kept positive, and that book finally clicked, and boom, it took off. And he's been very successful in life in impacting professional sports teams and individuals and leaders and people of everyday walks of life because he had a goal and he stuck to it and he learned from it and he picked himself up when he failed and he learned a lot. So he's an inspiring guy, and there's a million people out there that can be the same way, including you.